Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today, after all these German field kitchens and all that stuff, it's time for the US Army. The good old doughboys are going to strike back here, and they've got their own World War II, I shouldn't say doughboys, that's World War One. World War II US Army kitchen truck, which I think is based on the Chevy, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get into that in a second. 35th scale. Comes complete with all the gear. I know that ICM are planning to release the actual cooks as well, very much in the style they did with the German one. To be announced, to be advised, coming soon. Anyway, in the meantime, we've got this one in 135th. It's kit 35587, and on the side, what we have for you is we've got three options in terms of markings. It just slightly confusing. It says option 1, option 1, option 2 and option 3, which just doesn't tell us a lot about what they mean by that really. Obviously there's some markings differences where you can see there that there's no star on that last one, for example. But yeah, a little bit confusing if I'm honest. It says on the side here, it says US Army Truck G7117 in the mobile kitchen variant. The set includes 3 M1937 field stoves and kitchen equipment. Field stoves can be assembled with either closed or open doors. Includes decals for World War II military vehicle markings, and it's got a total of 290 parts. That's 290 parts for the truck and 266 parts for the field stoves. That's a lot of parts. It is quite heavy, this kit. It's not huge, but it's heavy. It feels well packed. Let's hope it's not going to be one of these jack-in-the-box kits that I can't get back in again. Let's see what we got. So, nice to see something else. Another interesting subject. Perfect for a sort of diorama or vignette coming out of ICM. Let's have a good look at what we have today. This is the very latest new tool set. In terms of the field stoves anyway. Wow, I've got one bag of lots of sprues for the field stoves and one bag, there is a lot of parts, one bag for the truck. So this could take a while, I think. Okay then, so first of all I think we'll be having some decals. Here they come. Oh yes, those are nice American white stars decals there, and you also got some instrumentation for your dashboard. Inside the cabin, see that? Oh yes, very very nice. Just the usual sort of US markings, number plates, stencil number plates, usual type of thing really. So that's that, decals. Now then we have got our quite significant, rather attractive as usual, very attractive instructions. Unlike so many manufacturers that I moan about, ICM do make an effort and do some proper research and do some proper background and give you some history. So here we go. It says, to provide food for the American Army, the so-called kitchen trucks were used. They were used to transport kitchen equipment and some supplies for the preparation of hot meals for men in the field during unit marches. These trucks had extended arches for canvas covers, that's over the top, not wheel arches. I mean extended hoops really, roll hoops. For the canvas covers on the body so that cooks could stand upright while they were working and preparing the meals. Wooden bench seats for personnel, which were located either side of the body of the army truck, could be placed on the outside of the kitchen trucks for placing pots, pans and other equipment. The equipment of such kitchens varied from one to another, but one of the essential components was the M1937 field stove, which operated on liquid fuel. Liquid fuel, I think they mean oil. Each M1937 stove came with a set of pots, pans and other kitchen utensils. The stoves were placed either along the side walls of the bodies near the cab, along the side walls or down the side walls, or on the body at the front near the cab, so down the sides or at the front. Various types of trucks were used as platforms for mobile kitchens, including the Chevrolet G506 modifications, the G7107 or the G717, so it's the Chevy actually, isn't it? Okay, paint set for this would be paint set number 3005, and we have, obviously because it's one of these many variants, you've got instructions whereby there are quite a number of items that you probably won't use in this particular set, so those have been in the salmon colour, they're sort of shown as blotted out, so they'll be deleted. And then we get started here with the chassis rails. So you're building up your chassis rails and your leaf springs. You've got your main structure for your chassis, the cross members at the front, heavily braced cross members at the front and rear. And then you've got your side spar members all the way down the chassis to meet across to the other side. And then of course here you're going to bring both sides together with the leaf springs in place. We've got a winch there, you can see a nice winch system for towing people out or getting yourself towed out of the mud or snow. Quite an advanced looking winch system, there's quite a lot of parts in it actually. Oh, that's very interesting, got a big motor and winch system, there you go. I think there may be one at the front and one at the back as well, in fact. Am I right? Is it front and rear? Maybe not, maybe just front. And then that's going to go under the plates, onto the main chassis at the front there, and it's like on a separate stress member that actually gets attached to the chassis at a later date in stage 21, as you can see. Then you've got all the components for the drive system, the power converter coupling. You've got your fuel tank going in here. Then we've got obviously it's 4-wheel drive, this truck, so it's like a duplex drive system, isn't it, which goes in there underneath. And then we've got to our engine. So you're building at your main block, and then you've got the sump going on there, cylinder heads, you've got alternator here, zoom in a little bit more, alternator. And then we've got things like the distributor. It's nice, isn't it? Distributor cap there. That was cool. And you've got the breather pipe. You've got the fans going on and the pulleys for the fan belt. And then you've got all that complete with its. That's the transmission at the other end, which I didn't actually pick up on. This is the transmission. So you've then got your main output shaft going into the to meet the prop shaft at the first. Prop shaft at the drive set halfway down the chassis there. And then you've got your connecting prop shaft, because you've got like a torque converter, like power splitter if you like, to make it 4-wheel drive. And then you've got your main differential here, complete with brakes, drum brakes it looks like. Are they drum brakes or disc brakes? No, they're disc brakes, I beg your pardon. A bit hard to tell. Are they disc brakes? Are they drums? I think there might be drums. I don't think they're using discs on military vehicles then. It's just a bit ambiguous the way it's designed, it's quite hard to tell. Then you've got your other differential at the other end, the second differential. One's for the drive end from the motor and one's for the opposite end, and you're connecting prop shaft going in there. Then you've got the various mountings and the suspension system coming in here. You've got your exhaust system with your back box there, and that's going to go into the chassis here. Stowage boxes on the side, that goes in there. There's a running board for stepping onto, one on each side here. And then we've got our air filter and our carburetors going in here. And then you're going to build up your cabin. So you start off with the dashboard, building that into the front of the floor. Sorry, it's actually the front of the cab, I should say, where the windscreen is. It's just that they've got it down, so it looks like it's the floor, strangely. Then you've got your floor coming in here, and then you've got all your things like your handbrake, gear shifter, your power shifter for changing from 2 to 4-wheel drive. I think they obviously have it looks like it's got a shifter drive selector. Then you get your steering wheel going in there, bench seat, very not particularly luxurious looking bench seat going in there for the driver and co-driver, And then you've got the back of the cab here with the window going in the back on the aperture, and your cab roof coming in here, and then the doors with the windows and the winders, they go on, and then you've got the front of the bulkhead here with the cab. So you've got your, looks like the brake master cylinder going in there for your brake fluid. And then the cab comes down and gets mounted onto the chassis like so. And you start putting on all the other things like the alternator, starter motor, beg your pardon, starter motor. And you got breather pipe, oil fill pipe, looks like anti-roll bars in the suspension there. And then the radiator's going to be assembled here. Quite a big one, of course. Radiator surround going on there, and then you've got your front cowlings going on the side. And then you've got the final panels, front cowlings on the other side, plus your wings, wheel arches, and then finally you've got the bonnet and the spare wheel. Spare wheel goes behind the cab, of course, and then you start building up the sort of pickup area, the load area at the back, and you've got the floor to go in here, and you've got your side supports. Opposite side, same again. And then you're building up the rear, so you've got your whole load area is now basically complete, just with the detailed parts for the side, the sort of side fences, and then you're going to flip it upside down, and then you're going to get all the mounting points that are going to go in, enable it to go on the chassis, including your headlights, your rear light board, all your mudguards fittings here. And then same on the opposite side, and then alternately it shows it sort of side on going onto the main chassis there. And then you have, is that a breather pipe? Or just a water outlet pipe. And then you basically just got to put your wheels and tyres together. So you get the wheels and tyres, it looks like they are moulded in plastic, yes. So I think those are going to be really nice. I think we've seen these before, haven't we? They're going on here, so you've got obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got a double set there, a double at the back. Yeah, it's like a twin set at the back either side. Just a single axle at the rear, but with twin wheels. On they go. Then we're going to put those in and making sure they get located correctly. Mudguards either side, as you can see, and then you basically have your truck almost effectively built, just with some side panel. You've got these like side fences that build up the height of the side, so it's like to keep soldiers from falling out. And these obviously flip down in reality, don't they? They're foldable and removable. They go on the side like so. And then we've got a few detail parts like, well, we've got our windscreen wipers, we've got our lights going in here, indicator lights, windscreen itself going in, and then you've got your wipers. Sorry, it wasn't a windscreen wiper, it was actually a grab handle, wasn't it? It is your windscreen wipers, sorry. And then you've got your mirrors going on there as well, rear view mirrors. Now we get into, that's the truck is basically built. Now we're going to get into our rather interesting stove, and this is actually really detailed. So you've got the stove with these heater elements, and then there's a fan system going into the unit, the outer sort of shell, so to speak. Big domestic cooker, basically. Not sure if it's a shame it doesn't explain a bit more. I do say this about ICM, don't I? I do wish they'd label it, you know, with the actual parts, so they can actually understand a little bit more. Because I'm no expert on industrial stoves, I have to be honest with you. It's not my forte. But you can see you're building it up here within a complete outer sort of reinforced outer structure that's going to be mounted in the vehicle and can be removed if necessary. Then you've got lots of storage bins. You've got these huge cooking pots that slide in and out, basically to heat soup and goulash and things like that, casseroles. You've got your oven door here, drops down, which is quite cool. You can have it open or closed. You've got ladle. This is where the ICM do excel, don't they? Marvellous. Look at that, ladles. We've got fuel cans, we've got water cans, jerry cans, and we've got a big cooking pot here for your soup. Huge cooking pot there, detachable cooking pot. You've got what looks like a cupboard arrangement for, I presume it's for utensils and things. And then you've got this sort of preparation area, which has got like a unit that's got all drawers in it. So you've got, it looks like you've got 3 of these ovens in total. It's quite a lot of work there, isn't it? 3 of them. 3 ovens in total, and then all your paraphernalia goes in the side, down either side in this case, with the ovens at the front toward the cab. And then we've got these various items like spoon, kitchen knife, look, see that? Kitchen knife, spoon, ladle for the soup, and you've got the top rings for a tarpaulin in bad weather, it can be thrown over. And there you have it. What an amazing thing. There's quite a lot in that. I was amazed how much there was. And then you've got the 3 schemes, so you've got one that just says marking option 1. I wish they'd put a bit of detail about where they were operating. It doesn't really matter because they're generic anyway, these. All across the Western Front basically in World War II, D-Day onwards, and Italy for that matter, you get them. And then this final one for some reason doesn't have a star on it. So that probably tells you that one's operating behind, well behind friendly lines because it doesn't need the marking on it. And then here finally you get the markings showing your industrial stoves. Look at showing how they open and how they should look, with the little retainer bar for when you open the door of the oven. Then you've got your unit, preparation unit, and you've got your pot for boiling things or cooking things like meat, soup, goulash, water, I guess. And last but not least, of course, you've got these knives. Look, cook's knives. Isn't that good? Small cook's knife and a great big sort of like a meat cleaving knife, big spoon, and the ladle. Well, I have to say that's more to this than meets the eye. I think there's a lot more to this kit than I had realised, if I'm honest. I just thought it was just going to be, you know, all in one sort of section, just showing the ovens, but there's a lot of parts, a lot of detail. So that is impressive. So I'm going to pop that back in here, if we can. And we shall have a look at the plastic, because this is going to take a little while, I think. So I think we'll start with the truck. Now the truck itself, I'm going to be only brief on this, because we have seen one of these, well, I think twice already, one of these Chevy trucks. But we'll have a quick look, just to remind ourselves. Right then, now we've got, oh, I'll bother opening the bag, but typical clear parts here, which we've seen many times before, and this is an area where ICM are very, very strong these days. They have the later toolings have got really nice, clean, clear parts. So you got your windscreen and your windows for the doors of the van. You've got your headlamp glasses, and then you've got your rear cab back window there. Then we have got our main cab parts for the Chevy. So just come back to this. I say I won't be too detailed on this because we have seen it before. So again, beautiful finishing, really nice textures of the plastic here. Got this sort of a silky sheen to it. Lots of detail, including our differentials here, gearbox here, the other differentials there. You've got your grille. It's beautifully moulded, this. There's no flash, there's no faults, no sign of any short shots or anything like that. Very, very nice. Then we have, I've got 2 of these, so I'll just move one out. Then we've got our wheels and tyres, and these are really, really nice. So you can see they've got these really nice treads to them. And they kind of work, there's kind of a split. I'm not sure I like the split idea, but the moulding is flawless. You can't fault that. Look at the treads on those tyres. Very nice. Really clean. And then you've got some of these side screen panelling, as it were, that can be dropped down. little parts like your headlights, you got your rollover hoops, some of those are up at the top here, and there's 2 of this sprue, it's a double sprue. Then we have got a small sprue which has got a lot of the tiny parts on it, things like the fan for the cooling fan, and we've got the disc brakes, if they are indeed discs. I still think they're not discs. I have a hunch that these are drums. I don't think they were operating discs. Those are drums. It's just that they look a bit disky. The drums, aren't they? I think so. And then all the small components, anti-roll bars. You've got your gear knob, your handbrake, all there. And again, they're doing these small parts, these fine parts, so very, very nicely, aren't they? They're so well sort of conceived. Very accurate. Lovely scale appearance. And then we have our... now this is the one that you don't use. They're directing you not to use this sprue, in fact most of it anyway. And this is basically the tarpaulin which you can have over the top and the sides. Well, it's up to you. You could build it with the tarpaulin, I don't know, make it look like it's half rolled off or something. But you've clearly got the rear tarpaulin, you've got the roof tarpaulin. But I guess in this variant you probably don't use that really. And then we've got the bits you do use. Slightly warped, this sprue. See that warp? Rather warped, unusually. But this has got your chassis in it, which is why I'm a bit worried. Hope that's not warped the chassis, because I think it might have. Might want a bit of... Actually, it feels like it bend back quite easily. So maybe just go near some steam with this. Chassis rails both sides, and you've got all your prop shafts are here. And as you can see, we've got quite a lot of detail again here. Leaf springs, very, very nice here. Leaf springs, you've got your panelling at the back, and you've got some of those side panels as well. We've got our steering wheel, Chevy steering wheel there. Yeah, it's a lovely kit. Actually, just point about that. It's got quite a warp in it, that particular sprue, so I'm just a bit worried about that one. But other than that, absolutely gorgeous, as we have come to expect indeed from ICM. Now, this is going to be quite interesting to see this other this other section, because this is the bit that they seem to have gone into quite a lot of detail with it, that I wasn't really expecting, or not to that level anyway. So just bear with me 1 second, I'll just go back in there. Sorry about the crinkle. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother me when I play it back on the video, because then this camera picks up the crinkling. It's got like a sensitivity to high-pitched sounds like crinkle and crackling. And that is what is doing it. When you actually here in the room, it's not quite so bad. Anyway, let's have a look at these then. What do we have? Whoa! Okay, so these are all loose. They're just loose parts. They're not off the sprue as such. They're just not on the sprue in the first place. So these are the roll hoops that go over the top. So there's lots and lots and lots of them, of course, as we can see. 4 of these roll hoops for the tarpaulin across the top. So it's the inner bit, not the outer thicker bit. It's that inner section that's quite thin that you can see. It's 4 of them. And then we have, I think we've got a duplication here, have we? Yes, we have. A little bit of a duplication. Yeah, one of these sprues is actually repeated, so I'll put that one back in the other way. I'll pop away our roll hoops as well. Here we go then. So, there's actually a 5th one. It's not 4, it's 5. Oh, there there is. Now then, here we've got, this is all the components for your stove, complete with the fan that fans the heat. You've got all these, this is the unit with all the drawers in it, where the cook stands working, preparing food at the unit. And then we've got all this interesting stuff like the sort of soup stroke goulash pot, casserole pot, 2 halves. We've got the smaller pot for like soups or maybe for water, boiling water, complete with lid. Can you see that, the lid? And then you've got components for your jerry cans, which I think we'll come to in a second. Probably seen them already. Didn't see the jerry cans, to be quite honest. Where are the jerry cans? Oh, there they are. Sorry, I can't see for looking. Here they are at the end. And then you've got these units for the actual stove ovens themselves. So the field stove. And now look at this. Look at this. Look at that. We have got the cook's knife. See that? The big one. The big chopping knife. Where's the smaller one? There's a smaller one, wasn't there? Where's that one gone? Oh, here it is. Really small. See it? It's the second item in from the left. Little knife. God, incredible. Well, they've done that really well, haven't they? And then you've got the... it's got like a window in the oven so that they can look in and see whether things have cooked or not. How remarkable. And it works like units where, if I just show you the artwork, you can see what I mean. It shows it quite well here. So if you look very carefully, you can see that you've got like a pot of soup or casserole there, and you've got like meat or potatoes, perhaps, or vegetables cooking in the tray above it. So the trays slide in above the actual, the big pots. Very clever. So there's two of that sprue. It's a duplicate sprue, in fact. And as I say, it's got some nice detail. You can actually see the little grab handles on the side. They've done it brilliantly, haven't they? They've done that really well. Another very well observed and different kit. All we need now is the actual the crew, the cooks themselves, which are coming. They're on the way from ICM. They've actually got some kitchen staff that are going to come and cook your dinner. And it's all going to be present and included with the US Army cooks. That is very, very nice. He says, I've just dropped my remote control. I thought that was really, really good. Quite a lot of elements to it, as they often do, a bit like we had with the mobile chapel or the German field kitchen set, where you had, do you remember they had sausages and all sorts of things. Wurst that was cooking on the stove. I'm not sure that's going to go back in there. I don't think it really wants to. I have to say I didn't really see any flaws in it that you can think of. And nothing that would cause me any concern. Not sure I like the way they split the tyres. That's probably been a little bit picky, I don't know, but I think I'll knock it a quarter off for that. I'm not sure it's completely 10 out of 10, but it's very close to 10 out of 10. I think, yeah, I would have liked those wheels and tyres done slightly differently instead of having them with a split in the middle. Apart from that, it's brilliant. I love the fact you get the tarpaulin roof included in the kit as an option, so you can't go too far wrong with that, to be honest. So there we go. That is the US Army Field Kitchen Truck. 9 3/4 out of 10 from me. I think that's a really nice kit, and once you get the actual figures to go with it, you can have a really nice scene. You know, all you need really is the tent that's in the background, and you can have a great vignette diorama with some US soldiers standing there waiting for their lunch. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much to ICM for supplying that. As I say, 9.75 out of 10. Hope you'll give me a thumbs up, give me a 10 out of 10. And if you haven't subscribed, if you found that interesting, please subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing. And don't forget to tick the notification bell and ding the all option to make sure you get early notification of any upcoming videos. That's it from me for now, but there'll be more coming along in the very near future. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, stay well, stay safe, look after yourselves. Thanks for your time today, and see you soon. In the meantime, bye for now.